My photo Southern Utah defensive lineman Polio, 91, poses for a photo after practice on Tuesday, August 8, 2017. Photo, Jordan Ballard / The Spectrum and Daily News right parenthesis My photo Polio tried to keep his height a secret for as long as he could. The average height of Division I interior defensive lineman is 6 feet 2 inches. Polio is about a full 3 inches shorter than that. So while he was playing at Mount San Antonio College, he told a white lie. The 5'11" Polio said he was an even 6 feet. That little fib, along with an impressive junior college tape, was able to draw interest from FB schools like Colorado, UNLV and New Mexico State. Double quote When coaches saw me, it was like, yeah, we'll talk. I know what that means, Polio said. But Southern Utah was more than happy to keep talking to him. Double quote We knew he was short, SUU head coach Mario Warren said. We didn't care. He was explosive. Double quote At his position, it's productive for a guy to be his size. SUU defensive line coach Ryan Hunt said. It's a leverage position, so we don't need a big statured guy. Double quote Pole single quote O proved that during his first year with SUU last season. In 9 games, Polio finished with 24 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss and 2 sacks. His role should expand this season as he again joins forces with Robert Torgerson and Fizi Vaideka to anchor the middle of the T-Bird defensive line. My photo Southern Utah defensive lineman Polio, 90, makes a tackle during the game against UC Davis, October 8, 2016. Photo, Jordan Ballard / The Spectrum and Daily News right parenthesis Before he could prove he could compete at the Division I level, though, he needed to get noticed, and that's something he, and pretty much every football player from his home in Alaska, had a hard time accomplishing. Maybe that's why he felt he needed to fudge the numbers about his height a little bit, and it's definitely the reason he had to begin his college football career at a junior college. Alaska is simply not recruited often. According to the NCAA, in 2015-16 only 1.2% of Alaska's high school football players were recruited by a Division I school. Only Vermont, 0.9%, had a lower percentage. When no one sees you, it makes it hard to get to the next level. Double quote There's single quote as a lot of underdeveloped talent, Polio said. It's expensive to recruit there, but it would definitely be worth it. Double quote But something that could be holding Alaska football back is the level of coaching there. Double quote There is good coaching, but not the caliber you have here or elsewhere, Polio said. You had ex-NFL players or ex-college players coaching at the high school level here, so that creates a little bit of an advantage. Double quote My photo Southern Utah defensive lineman Polio, 91, poses for a photo after practice on Tuesday, August 8, 2017. Photo, Jordan Ballard / The Spectrum and Daily News right parenthesis That single quote as something Polio would like to help change. Alaska has produced a number of NFL players such as Zachary Bowman, Darren College, Travis Hall, Steve Smith and Mark Schlereth, and more seem to have found their way to the Division I ranks. Just this past February, Alaskans Louis Fayamosino, New Mexico State, and Ezra Tuawa, Texas Christian, signed with FB schools, so there is talent in the last frontier, and Polio wants to help get it discovered. Double quote I want to start a thing where I could help get some more recruits out of Alaska, Polio said. I know for a lot of the Alaskan kids it's a big thing to be playing DI ball because not a lot of people do it. When one person does, the whole city knows about it. Double quote And he now feels he has the experience and knowledge to really make a difference. Double quote What I know, not a lot of people in Alaska know, he said, so just going back up there and coaching up those kids, help them have that advantage of their. Double quote Those desires illustrate an attribute that attracted SUU to Polio, his heart, and that's evident on the football field and off it. Double quote That guy will give you the shirt off his back, Hunt said, even if he didn't have one, he'll find one to give to you. Double quote My photo Southern Utah defensive lineman Polio, 91, huddles with teammates during practice on Tuesday, August 8, 2017. Photo, Jordan Ballard / The Spectrum and Daily News right parenthesis Pole single quote Was the oldest of 12 kids. Last December, when he was back home for winter break, he was saddened by the state of his childhood home. Some of the floors were caving in. There were windows in need of repairs and a broken heater that made it tough to keep the house warm in potentially -10-degree weather. Pole single quote O didn't have the money to fix it himself, so he thought of a way to try to get that money to surprise his parents. He and his brother Alvin started a GoFundMe account and reached out to a local news station to try and get their story out. They ended up raising nearly $3,000 for their parents. Double quote Who has got an unbelievable character, Hunt said. He's an awesome guy, comes from a big family, he's humble. Double quote My photo Southern Utah defensive lineman Polio, 90, makes a tackle during Saturday's game against UC Davis in Cedar City, October 8, 2016. Photo, Jordan Pollard / The Spectrum and Daily News right parenthesis but that kind character rarely is seen on the football field, while he's not big enough to just bowl over opposing linemen over. He's got the quickness and a big enough mean streak to find a way into the backfield and wreak some havoc. He might not be that tall. He's still plenty strong, something many big sky ball carriers can attest to. He single quote as so explosive. Probably one of the most explosive D linemen I have got to be around. Warren said, he's also low to the ground, so it's really hard to block him. Maybe he didn't need to lie about his height. After all. Follow Ryan Miller on Twitter, @MillerAdrian.